Hello there, it's Terry from Terry's TPArt, and let's make a new junk journal. I've gathered here a box full of paper items and pre-made covers. I will explain you how I made this. These are rather simple covers. You just cut your favorite size of cardstock and make these two folds so that you will create a spine. Then I glued on this Lady Rose's pink garden paper, and I stitched around the edges with my sewing machine. This makes it more sturdy and also it looks pretty nice. Now this is very pink, this inside page, and I'm thinking some ways to dampen it. Maybe hide it quite a lot, and for that I have these Tinsmith's Carriage items, and let's try which one are best for this piece and whether we will use all of these or just some of them. But you can start by making these soft covers. And then I have here these button and string pockets that I have made earlier. Also here you could call this like stacked pockets or stitched slots, because there's stitching all around and slots. Whatever. Maybe stacked pockets would be a good name for this. Then there's some vintage paper and fabric on it. I have printed one of my snippets page on fabric, and this is part of it, and I have stitched sewn all around the edges. Then there's this vintage envelope, French envelope. It's empty. We will find something to add inside of that. Then we have Ex Libris These are my favorites. I bought them from, I think it was Scotland, when I visited Edinburgh years ago. Then there is one of these, or several of these flip strips from an earlier video. I might use one of these. Then I have these number labels. Then lots of stamped paper items using Muggy stamps as always. We shall see which one will be useful for this project. Then some paper ruffles. That's just cut out from a, what was it called? This might be from the 7 Dot Studio scrapbook paper. Then I have these tags printed on just thin paper. I might use some of these and glue them on a cardstock. There's lots of them. Then these file folder dividers, tea and coffee dyed envelopes, stamped writing paper, antique paper bag made into pockets. Another one, not pre-made yet, but I will use it somewhere. Here I have, well, and as you can see, lots of leftovers, tags, paper scraps, all kinds of items, and these pages. There's quite an abundance of paper that we can start to create a junk journal from. Let's start with the covers, and let's go through these papers. There's probably too much. We will select the best of them. I will put these aside. Let's see now. I will make some room for us. Okay, now we have 2 signatures. I selected these tea and coffee dyed papers and stamped pages, some printables. This is from a encyclopedia, and here page of an antique poem book, printables, stamped pages, dictionary page, tea and coffee dyed, and this like an old receipt. And I left some room for embellishments and ephemera. So there will be 2 signatures, and as these papers fit quite well, let's think about if we're going to add tabbed file folder dividers so that the tabs will show or not. We can think about it just a few more moments before we decide, and these will go in here some way. And I'm tempted to use this as some kind of doors so that you can tuck papers inside, and also it's like a door, but door and pocket at the same time. Let's see now. I will let it construct itself while I go through these items. usually the items, they somehow tell you what to do with them and where they would look the most beautiful. I found some more items, these file folder dividers from the Snow White 1916 collection. I will glue something on these numbers because they are not relevant in this journal, but I'm going to use these as covers for the two signatures, and then we will get these tabs too. Then I found these smaller dividers, and I'm going to use these two. They're from the Delicate paper collection. I always start my journals by gathering different sorts of things that go together color-wise or theme-wise or something. For example, these file folder dividers go well with these tea and coffee dyed papers, and these go very well with these Tinsmith's Carriage items, elements, because they're all the same shade of blue, or close enough. And they have tabs, and the tabs will look really nice especially when they show a little bit from over the edge. And I will use these as tabs too. Probably will be making pockets for them so that they will show from underneath. This one too, something like this, maybe like that, so that there's a lot happening. This one, we might be able to use it so that it will show here. Let's see now. Lots of different possibilities, and yes, I'm quite pleased with this idea. And also these a bit sturdier dividers will give possibility to add pockets and tuck places. Now, the next thing before we sew these signatures in is to make the pockets for the inside covers. That's the next step. I decided to assemble this like this, so that there are backgrounds and these doors go here, and then there's this background and this shelf comes here, goes here, and maybe we could cut some slots here and maybe here. We shall see, to create pockets. Let's create hinges to these doors. I will cut these open and use circle punch to open that hole, but we'll need folds here and here to create hinges so that we can open the doors. Then the circle punch. And then we're going to use some ink to the edges, dark brown. There. Then let's turn these so that they start to work as hinges. And they fit nicely. There's this vertical line here, and these make nice doors. Just add some strong glue, or you could sew it with sewing machine, but I will try if I can manage with just the glue this time. We shall see. Now we need a weight to press it down. And there was some extra glue that I will wipe off. Let's see if I manage to get it here. And the other one too. Let's make a thumb hole here too. Like that. And let's glue these. I was talking about the slots. Let's make those two. I saw Nick the Booksmith using crocodile. She made holes first and then cut the opening. Let's try that. Like that, and one more, the upper line of this upper shelf. I think that's the right place for the slot. There. Now it's easier. Sometimes I've used a ruler to make a straight line, but this is so sharp that it easily cuts through the ruler, so I don't want to ruin it. Let's just try to make a straight line. It's easier when there's already this little hole there. Should we make it a bit wider? Maybe. Let's try that. press here so that it won't tear. Almost. Yes, that looks good. Thanks, Nick. Good idea. I will ink it afterwards. Let's just first cut this slot down here and press down. It's raining quite a lot outside, so it's a good day for paper crafting. I'm hoping to get to have a little walk later in the evening. Go for a walk. There. Let's trim this. There's a bit hanging. It's not perfect, but I think it's good enough. It will look old and like a wonky old cabinet. Did you see? I'm sorry if I misplaced my work, so that I will try to do everything so that you can see it, but sometimes I forget when I get so excited or when I'm so concentrate so much in the work, I might forget to show it to you, which would be the most important thing. I will try to make better. Okay, that looks really good. I love it. There, the doors are ready, and let's see now. This one goes here, and this one goes below it, and this one, and this one. Okay, let's glue this to the back. That's the next stop. Let's see now which one, so that the up is up and down is down. I'm hiding the pink roses because, as you know, it's not my favorite color. There. Let it dry. I'm not sewing around these edges because they look like metal. You could stitch, but I think they don't need that. There's these lines, these metallic looking corners, and the stitching would hide it, so I prefer it to show. Let's glue these items on. Remember to leave room for the spine so that you won't glue these items on the spine. If needed, you will have to trim. I think I will have to trim a little bit of these. Let's see now. Glue on 3 sides to create a pocket. Let's check out the spine. Yes, it opens and closes. There's not much wiggle room, but just enough. There's some trimming to do here, just the corner, a little snip and some ink. I did the same down here. There, and this will go here. Glue on probably these 3 sides, the sides and the bottom. So we'll create 3 pockets or slots. Like that. 1 behind here, 2 and 3. Let it dry thoroughly. And then this one. And we will continue in the next video sewing the signatures in. There's glue all over, and let's attach it carefully. It's like an old wonky cabinet on the inside of this journal. And here you can hide something behind the doors. And double check that it opens and closes. And let it dry. And we'll continue from this. See you soon. Bye bye.